Alright, we're in 10 meters. 28525.
Anybody with an SUV didn't know how to drive it. You'd see little footprints from the driver's door. You know, some of them high heels, walking towards town, and just abandoning an SUV that's got four-wheel drive. Crazy, crazy. Number 3, Ralph, don't make yourself a stranger, and I hope it gets warmer soon. GE3LOE, GD6IA, bye-bye. The problem, 14, no problem. 14, no problem. The propagation and 14, no problem from the US.
Not too much going on in the high end of the band. As you can see, the radio covers 28.5 to 29 for the 10 meter segment. We're at 10 meters right now. This is my local area network. Gives a lot of interference. I switch to the dummy load. It's gone. Tune's pretty nice. It's a good dial. Has 2 ball drives, so there is no backlash. You can also do fast tuning. Now I'm on 1 ball drive. And this is 2 ball drives. A nice design. Swan did a good job on this one. Let's have a look at the transmitter. Alright, for the transmitter test we got the radio on 525, 28525. I got a monitor receiver here at 28525. We'll give a shout in the microphone. $110 watts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Radio is good on frequency. And the modulation sounds pretty good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That was upper sideband. We can try lower sideband. Alright, we're now on lower sideband. Try it once more. We got to use you in lower sideband. Same power, 110 watts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The lower sideband works fine too. Can try amplitude modulation. Now for amplitude modulation, it's essential that we handle the carrier well. For that there is carrier insertion on this radio. This basically is low-level amplitude modulation, and microphone gain is also going to be important. Trick is to set the carrier at 1/4 of peak power, which is 25 watts for this radio, and then adjust the microphone gain to the point where the modulation does not clip. So let's look at that. As you can see, if we go too high, I get peak power. That's not what we want. We set the amplitude modulation for 25 watts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we speak quiet, not too loud. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The meter should not wiggle. When the meter starts to wiggle, there is too much microphone gain. And if you set it like this and you handle the AM properly, it sounds very well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 testing. Amplitude modulation with the Siltronix 1011C. Works excellent. Today we are going to show you the Siltronix 1011C. The C was the model that is a little bit older than the latest model, which was the D. The only difference between the C and the D is that the C model only shows 23 channels on the dial for CB, and the D shows 40, although the coverage is exactly the same from 27 to 27.5. You see, this is where the higher channels would be from the D, but that is not the case for the C. For the rest are totally identical. Now I have the 28.5 right now, so you're not going to hear any CB. I'll quickly show you what this radio has in terms of the controls. AF gain, of course, RF gain works pretty well. We got 3 modes: lower sideband, upper sideband, and AM. In CB, AM is receive only. On 10 meters, it's transmit and receive. We're right now at upper sideband. This is to tune the transmitter. When you press this button, then the PA is activated with extra protection. There is a cathode resistor to protect during tuning. That only is used during the tune. When you actually transmit, the cathode resistor is not there. You can use here the S-meter, of course. You can also observe the PA cathode current. Cathode current, by the way, is the same as anode current. There is a little marker here, as you can see on the meter, that will allow you to set the bias for the PA at exactly 40 milliamps. There is an adjuster on the back, but normally you would not have to mess with that. But here you can verify to make sure that the idle current on single sideband is really 40 milliamps. And of course the carrier insertion, we'll discuss that later, will have to be completely counterclockwise when you do that measurement. This is the dial, has a double ball drive, as it's called, so it has very accurate tuning. It is possible to tune with the outer ring. It goes a little bit faster, and this here is really for the fine tuning. Not too much going on 10 meter right now, but I'll show you some more performance of that later when the band fills up a bit. This is the dial corrector. If the dial's not exactly accurate, you can correct here to make sure that the dial matches the actual frequency that you're on. Spot, that is used in the AM mode, amplitude modulation mode, that allows you to tune in exactly on the other station. On single sideband, the BFO is already on, so there it's not important, but on AM, this is the way to tune in an AM station. This is the ANL switch, lowers the noise a bit. It's fairly effective, but it does affect the reception also a bit. This is the driver tuning. It tunes both the transmitter and the receiver drive. You would tune this for transmit, and then it's automatically correct for receive. This is the switch CB and 10 meters. Like I said, the CB it's only RX. In 10 meter in ham mode it's TX RX. This is the PA low tuning, and this is the PA tune. So this is on the PA side, this is on the antenna side. It's basically a pi filter. This is the carrier insertion that you use for amplitude modulation. I'll show you that later, how that works. This is the microphone gain. You really got to keep that low, because otherwise you will start to clip on AM, that is, and also on single sideband. You don't have to put it much higher than about this here. Radio can do 100 watts output peak. So on AM it's 25 watts, and on single sideband it's 100 watts. I'll show you that in a minute. This radio actually has a new what is it, 9580 tube, I think. This radio puts out to full power, and that works quite well, single tube. Let's look at some of the performance of 11 meter reception. Probably more to do there than there is here. By the way, this radio has the well-known Lollipop Astatic microphone. This is the Silver Eagle. It's in very good shape. This is one of those classic microphones that everybody recognizes, not just hams. You show this to your wife, she will recognize it, because it has been used in so many movies. That is a well-known American icon. And this particular one is in excellent condition. You can push here and you can push here, so PTT can be done both ways. Alright, let's do some 11 meter receive and see what's going on there.
I don't think so. Sounds like I'm all up in the snow in the northeast corner, 244 on Little Hills in the Colorado state of Bangers.
Lower sideband.
Hello, come in, Colorado, 139 Florida, wave an hand. Yes, sir, around Toronto, come on. They got somebody else. Hey, that's a strong signal coming through, that's good.
Upper sideband.
Just going to read up on it. I think between 10 and 2.
Oh, that ain't bad then. What I heard that once a month or once a week?
I think it's once a week. I'll find out a little more once I get over there. It used to be every week that you could walk in.
Alright, so let's look in AM mode. See if there's anything else going on. We'll go back to the antenna. There is some openings to the east. The UK. Do have a lot of interference here. QRM, as you can hear. As you can see, the radio starts at 28.5. It's pretty easy. There is a VFO trimmer inside. It's pretty easy to lower it to 28.3 without any modifications. But the dial won't match anymore if you do that. And I decided to leave it original. But if you use it with one of those digital counters, you can plug that in the back. Then you could do that, and then you can cover the 28.3 to 28.5 as well. But this is a collector's item. It's not really important to do all that. Of course, we want it to work well. But modification, I do not recommend that. They're hard to find in good condition, these radios. So I wouldn't mess with it. Thank you for watching this video.